All right, folks, this is my Tesla Model Y that I just picked up. Brand new, really loving it. There's a few things that I don't like about it, and I'll get through those in a minute, but I want to point out one thing that I don't like, which is it lacks some plastic trim, and I got something from Basenor that I want to go through the installation, and it really makes the Model Y look cleaner on the inside with this additional trim that I think should have come with the factory, but it didn't. So let's get to the install. All right, now this comes with three pieces. You have the centerpiece. This is the rear, passenger rear right here that goes around the inner legs of the two front seats. This is the driver's side. There's a front and back here, and this is the passenger front and back. Let's see, we'll start with, I guess the easy one, which I'm hoping would be the easy, which is the driver's side. What's really cool is that, I don't know if it's visible, but it does come with these Velcro strips right here that'll secure onto the carpet, that'll hold it in place. The other thing that's really cool about these is that it has these flanges over here to go over the side trim of the car, as well as these are also outward bent right here so that they rest nicely on the carpet. It looks like it's well contoured, like it's just not one flat piece, so it matches the contour of the carpeting, so it should sit flush against the carpet. That's basically what you want. You want it to sit flush against the carpet, so when I put it over here, it's not flat, but as the carpet bends, it's nice and flush, and plus it's also folded outward to provide that additional coverage over the carpet. Okay, since we'll have the doors open, I don't want the car to be on while we're working on the car. So I'm going to shut it down. At least I think I know how to shut it down. And let me figure that out. Where the hell is the shutdown? Here we go. Power off. I'm going to keep the driver's side door open. Let's do power off. Are you sure you want to power that off? Place foot on brake to turn power back on. Okay, that's cool. I won't have to do that. Power off. And hopefully this will shut down the screen, shut down the car. And it doesn't turn on while I have all the doors open. Otherwise the screen will be on all the time, and there's really no reason for that. All right, so here's the driver's seat of the Model Y, and if you look right here, this part is just all exposed. Basically, as you may know, the Model Y is just a Model 3 essentially, but they raised the seats and they just added these platforms to raise the seat and then put carpeting all around it. Not to mention this part that just opens up, which I just don't like right here. So I want to cover this up with trim that most cars come with, like my Mercedes has it, and I also got a Subaru that has it, but Tesla just refuses to put that trim over here. It should have come from the factory with that. But Basenor and quite a few others have a plastic trim that go around, and it goes all around the driver's seat, the passenger seat, and especially in the back. And if I walk over to the rear here, and you'll be able to see, hopefully there's enough light here, that this is all wide open. And when you have people sitting back here, they're kicking all that, and I'm just trying to avoid a lot of this getting dirty. So let's go ahead and install the Basenor plastic trim. All right, so we're looking at right here is the driver's side rear. So the things that you want to note as you're installing it is you want to make sure that this is touching the carpet or just well over the carpet before you snap in the Velcros that's all the way up there. And the other thing to keep in mind is right over here where this part goes underneath, this rubber part goes underneath the side wall. One of the things you could do is just get one of these trim tools and just lift it up to make sure that it's secured underneath there. All right, so one thing that I realized while I was putting this together is that it does help if you raise the seat, the driver's seat. And I was wondering why it would not go in, but then I realized my mistake, and I was able to, as you can tell, raise the seat up here, and that gave me enough room for this piece to go in and sit securely right underneath the rail. And you could, I don't know if it's possible though, but that additional plastic piece fits in nicely right underneath the rail, and it obviously goes up and down after doing that. So just keep that in mind. You have to raise the seat. That definitely makes it a whole lot easier. And the other thing to keep in mind is right here in the front, you want to make sure that this part goes in all the way down. And the only way to address that, I believe, is maybe it's a better video from the back. is when you look over here, right here, you want to start from the bottom, make sure that the bottom is velcroed in, and then you move up from the top, and this secures it all the way from the bottom, because you could just put it on top and this part will be hanging out. So you want to make sure that it's secure from the bottom and then all the way up, flush against the carpet. And obviously it has to go flush against the carpet, but just make sure that the velcro is nice and secure up against the carpet. So I want to work on the middle one, and as you can see, there's a gap right here. Really not well nicely done by Tesla. I mean, this carpet should have been a little bit longer to give it more room, but it's kind of short. And some people have put plates here for the air conditioning duct. I may look into that instead of just leaving it open, because you don't want dirt and debris to go in there. So I'm going to work on the back again. It's the same principle. Raise both the seats and get the velcro in as close as possible into the bottom of the carpet, and the velcro is secures nice and tight. And by the way, the other part, the rear part, also goes in here into these side areas, so it makes sense to push the front driver and passenger seats all the way forward, so you have enough room to clear over here. All right, folks, here we are in the back seat, and I just put the center one right here, and as you can tell, it fits in nice and flush. I'm probably being more anal about this than normal, because I want it to be as flush as possible. So I've taken it out, put it back in, taken it out, put it back in, just to make sure everything is flush right against the carpet, and there's enough velcro all around for it to, as you can see, there's velcro right here, velcro under here. We should have velcro up on top for it, but for some reason there's no velcro up here, but we should have velcro over there to secure the top flaps on both sides. All right, so I'll be doing the passenger side and the back of the passenger side. Again, just basically taking them from the outside of the seatbelt, and as you can see that there's velcro and it easily bends, which is very good. It's nice and molded. Secure it inside, make sure it goes flush against the bottom, and then put the velcro from the bottom so that it stays put, and then to the top, and then this takes care. And then obviously push it in as much as possible to go flush against the body. See here, it's sticking out here, so I just want to redo that. Come down a little bit, push it down, and then secure it so that it stays down. Obviously do the same thing for the front. The one thing that I want to mention here is that if you're taking your car for service, let's say there's something wrong with the vents or something wrong with the seats or anything like that, you may want to remove these before taking it to a Tesla service, because they may just rip it out, or they may charge you more money for ripping it out because it's considered an aftermarket trim or something like that. So if you're taking the car for service, anything relates to the under paneling here, God forbid, your battery or something like that, you may want to remove these before you take your car in for service. So just keep that in mind. So here we are at the passenger front, and I'm going to work on the inner one, which is right here. Again, I have the seats all the way up. And just realized that the Tesla seats, they don't go all the way back like a regular car. I don't know why. It just goes far enough to the column B, or B column, but it doesn't go far back. Anyway, let's work on this. Again, pushing this down as much as possible, pushing it in as much as possible. There's Velcro on the inside. You want to make sure that Velcro goes all the way in to the inner part right here, and this top part gets secured underneath. And a whole lot of pushing and shoving, and a whole lot of retries. Not a whole lot, but enough to make, obviously you want to make this as flush as possible to the base of the I think this is how far it goes. Yeah, pretty much this just goes on the outside of the carpeting, so it's nice and secure, and this goes in on there. And then pretty straightforward. Got my thumb stuck in here. Okay, this one was actually quite easier than the driver's side for some strange reason. Yeah. Okay, here we are on the driver's inner side, and again, it's pretty straightforward. Make sure it's flush in and underneath, and this goes straight in. So you want to push it in as much as possible. Overall, very easy installation. I think it's saves the carpet and provides additional stability. Nicely velcroed, keeps things pretty clean. Let's just go all around just so you get an idea as to how they're like.